What if I told you there is a train that appears only after midnight? A train with no number, no destination, and no record of its existence. People say that once you step inside, you never return the same. Some believe it's just an urban legend. Others believe it is something far more terrifying. Tonight, we're uncovering the mystery of the last train journey. And trust me, the ending will leave you questioning every late-night train you've ever seen. It was exactly 11:45 p.m. The railway station was almost completely empty. A cold wind swept across the platform while old lights flickered above. Only 2 passengers were waiting. Arjun, a travel photographer returning home after finishing an assignment, and Mira, a school teacher, rushing to visit her sick mother. Without any announcement, an old black train silently entered the station. There was no train number, no destination board, not even the sound of an engine. After a brief moment of hesitation, both of them stepped inside. Neither of them realized they had just boarded a journey with no destination. The train slowly pulled away from the station. Within minutes, something felt terribly wrong. The coach was completely empty. No passengers, no conductor, no ticket checker. Only old wooden seats covered with dust. Outside the windows, nothing but endless darkness. Arjun checked his phone. No signal. Mira smiled nervously. Maybe we're crossing a forest. But 20 minutes passed, then 30. The train never stopped. No stations appeared, only darkness. And every few minutes, a strange red light flashed somewhere far away. Suddenly, a loud metallic bang echoed through the coach. Both of them turned instantly. Nothing. Silence. Then, one empty seat slowly began moving on its own, back and forth. Arjun switched on his flashlight. The beam flickered. For just 1 second, someone was sitting there. A man wearing clothes from another era. His skin was pale. His eyes completely black. The flashlight blinked again. The seat was empty, as if no one had ever been there. The train suddenly accelerated. The silence disappeared. Soft whispers filled the coach. Hundreds of voices speaking at once. None of the words made sense, until one sentence became perfectly clear. The next station is forever. Mira froze. Arjun slowly turned around. No one was there. Yet the whisper sounded closer than ever. Almost inside their ears, panic took over. Arjun rushed toward the emergency exit. It wouldn't open. He tried breaking the window. The glass refused to crack. Then, every light inside the train went out. Complete darkness. Only a deep red glow entered through the windows. And suddenly, the empty coach wasn't empty anymore. Every seat was occupied. Dozens of silent passengers. None of them moved. None of them blinked. They simply stared at Arjun and Mira. Seconds later, the lights returned. Every seat was empty again. Trying to understand what was happening, Mira noticed an old train ticket lying on the floor. The date read October 17th, 1986. Arjun opened his phone once more. There was still no signal. But somehow, a newspaper clipping appeared on his screen. The headline read, "Passenger train disappears without a trace." The date, October 17th. The report claimed that everyone aboard the train vanished. Neither the passengers nor the train were ever found until tonight. The train finally began slowing down. Outside, an abandoned station emerged from the darkness. The station sign simply read, "Last stop." Hundreds of people stood silently on the platform. Every face looked pale, every pair of eyes fixed on the train. Then an announcement echoed through the speakers. "All passengers, your journey ends here." Mira grabbed Arjun's hand. Without saying a word, they started running. They rushed into the next coach. Everything had changed. The walls were stained with dried blood. The air smelled rotten. Then, footsteps, slow, heavy, coming from behind. One step, then another, getting closer every second. Neither of them dared to turn around, because they already knew whatever was following them was no longer human. They finally reached the engine room, but there was no driver. The train was moving by itself. Only 2 buttons remained on the control panel: stop and open door. Without thinking, Arjun slammed his hand onto the stop button. The train shook violently. Metal screamed. Glass shattered. The whispers turned into horrifying screams. Then, everything disappeared into darkness. The next morning, railway workers discovered an abandoned train deep inside a forgotten forest. It was completely empty. No passengers, no luggage, no sign of Arjun, no sign of Mira. Only a single camera remained on one seat. When investigators played the final recording, the coach appeared empty. But just before the video ended, dozens of pale faces slowly appeared behind the camera, and one final whisper filled the speakers: "See you on the next journey." Some trains take people from one destination to another, but some carry souls into places from which no one ever returns. So if one night, a silent train stops in front of you with no number, no destination, and its doors slowly open, think carefully, because it might not be asking you to begin a journey.